Hello there and welcome to the world of Pokemon Gen 1 solo runs, and before we get into the run, it has been a while since I've uploaded a Pokemon solo run. The reason being is basically what I've been doing is a Yu-Gi-Oh series on the channel, and that has taken up a lot of time. Been a lot of fun recording the series though, so Pokemon kind of got set aside for a little bit. Now, you did see the screen has frozen, don't worry. So I had to reset my laptop to factory settings because it was having issues. So all of my config has been reset and I just need to quickly reset it. So sorry about the delay, but it does give me time to say welcome back Pokemon series. I've been opting out to do a solo run for a while. I haven't done a solo run for over 2 weeks. It's like the longest period I've ever gone without doing a solo run on this channel on Pokemon. Now, I'm just setting all my controller back up because this is what happens when your laptops have problems. You then need to factory reset them, and then you need to re-enter all of your config all over again. And there we go. Is my speed up toggle working as well? Yes, alright, there we go. Alright, let's set character name. Sweet, and now that that's out the way, I did the commentary for this. I'm doing this one while I watch after I've played. Usually I do it live. What happened is my Adobe Audition, so apart from my laptop screwing up, then I had issues with my Yu-Gi-Oh series because I lost all my images because my dopey ass forgot to transfer them over to the hard drive before erasing everything on the laptop and factory resetting it. What happened is... what was I talking about? I lose my train of thought so easily. I had an issue, yeah, I had an issue with the laptop. I factory reset it. So, all of my... So, okay, so that was me entering the code back on and off. Alright, so let's get into it. Never mind, I have lost my train of thought, as I always do. Gastly starts off with Nightshade and Lick, which makes him very, very good. He will go through a lot of the start of the game very, very easily. And we pick up potions and everything. So, how long has it been since I did a Gen 1 playthrough? I could actually tell you. Oh yes, I was saying that my Adobe Audition screwed up for whatever reason. I played this, I did the commentary with it, and then when I went to bounce it, it said offline. I had to reset the other laptop. Not to factory settings, just restart it. My commentary was gone, and now I have to sit here and do it again as I watch for another roughly hour and 20 minutes that it took to do this run, because I had to slow this run down as I level up after level 25 because Gastly will want to evolve into Haunter. That is a problem that I have now encountered, and it's very, very tricky because I am so used to using that speed up toggle. It's very easy to press it while Gastly is evolving and it will just suddenly shoop and then it's a Haunter. And then my run is no longer just on Gastly, and then I get really, really sad. Okay, Pokemon. The last time I did a solo run was... As the wheel turns, I did one on Pokemon Emerald Mewtwo solo run 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks? Was it that long? The last one I did on Red and Blue on Gen 1, 1 month. 1 month, is that how long it's been? Oh, I didn't know it had been that long. I knew it had been long, but oh my word, not that long. Wow, that is... Wow, I was not expecting that. Man, how quickly does time go? I did not know that it had been a month. And it was Dragonair. The last one I did was Dragonair. My word. What do people prefer maybe? Should I do all commentary on Pokemon games post-prod? I have had someone mention that before. They reckon that I should do all the commentary for this post-prod. And, you know, have other interesting topics, because when I commentate as I play, it kind of gets repetitive, doesn't it? I'm kind of just commentating the same things everyone's seeing what's happening. You don't really need me to call it out play by play. Everyone knows what moves and what battles are coming, because if you watch these videos, you're probably an avid Gem 1 fan as well. How many solo runs have I done? I can tell you, actually, because I do have them all in the playlist now, after I forgot to put Parasect and Porygon in it. That was fixed a little while ago. Playlists, Gen 1, 91. So this is solo run number 92, and I do remember this battle. Gastly absolutely slaughters Bruno so hard into the ground. Bruno couldn't actually do anything anyway, so I did know that battle was going to be pretty easy. If you are a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I have been doing Yu-Gi-Oh duels using Legacy of the Duelist. I've put together all of the Duelist Kingdom and Battle City decks from the anime and got all the characters, and they are all having big tournaments. So we're seeing duels that we never got to see in the anime, and oh man, it has been such fun. Yu-Gi-Oh will always be a token of my childhood as well. I also did my first re-attempt at Sims 2. I played a little bit of Rockford Hills, and I've been meaning to play The Sims 2 for a long time on PS2. I've never actually played through it. Okay, as I don't really know, I am so used to sitting here and playing at the same time. What other games have I really wanting to be playing? I have wanted to get back into playing Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. I have been playing... Sorry, 1 second. That's what happens when you eat chocolate too much. It makes your vocals less effective. That's why singers, if you're ever about to do a performance, whether it's speaking or singing or anything with your voice, do not have anything that is dairy. Do not have any chocolate, any milk or anything like that, because it will affect your vocal cords' ability to perform. For all those who weren't aware of that. I've been playing Final Fantasy X a little bit, and I've been getting preoccupied with GTA 5. I only started playing GTA 5 literally for the first time a couple of months ago. I've owned it. I owned one disc of it. It kept making my PS4 freeze, and I got to the point where I got fed up and I broke the disc in half. Then about a year later, I went and bought another copy of it. Then it sat on my shelf for about 6 months until I finally decided to put it into my PS5. And I've played GTA 5 for like the first time over the last couple of months, and literally we're getting close to GTA 6. The funny thing is, I will probably 100% GTA 5 and get my online status up to like rep 100 or something before GTA 6 actually comes out. I'm keen for GTA 6. Is everyone else keen for GTA 6? I mean, Pokemon and GTA, they are worlds apart. They are absolutely worlds apart, but I get the feeling that a lot of people who play Pokemon, especially these older games, they probably play GTA as well. Speaking of GTA, I have GTA 1. I still have that. I've got that on PS1. It's sitting on my shelf just behind me. And I've also wanted to plug my GameCube back in and play Super Smash Bros. Melee. I want to play so many games. There's so many things I want to play, but there's only so many hours in a day that I can dedicate. And I wanted to do a solo run. I haven't done one for so long, at least on Gen 1. This battle is hilarious. Watch what happens to Gastly in this first battle against Misty. So you think you can take on Starmie and Staryu? Think again, Gasball. You got slaughtered. Off to Bill and the rival. Okay. What else has been happening? Yeah, so my car stopped turning over. And I was wondering what is going on with that. A friend came over, we took the battery out, and when we tilted the battery onto its side, battery acid came out of it, which isn't meant to happen. So I went and got a new battery, and touch wood, now the car works fine. I resetted my gaming laptop to factory default, which made me have to re-download everything again. I had to reset all my configuration, I had to reinstall all of my programs, all of my video editors, my music stuff, all of my stuff. Okay, Pokemon ZA. Let's give that what do we know about Pokemon ZA so far? Pokemon Legends ZA, it is scheduled for 2025 and it appears to be in Paris, which is very, very cool. We did have a Paris game with, I'm going to get it wrong, but I'm going to guess that the Paris one was that X and Y? I think so. I'm not familiar with like Black and White's era and X and Y. I think it was X and Y, but I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I am. Yes, Pokemon Legends ZA. I have seen the trailer for it, and the trailer didn't really reveal much though, but I was playing Pokemon Arceus Legends for a little bit. I haven't finished that, and I want to get back into that too. The more content that gets created on a weekly basis is insane. It is so hard to keep up with everything. What in the world was that? I just heard the weirdest sound. I swear my house is haunted, man. Like, oh, no, it's my phone, my bad. It is me. That was the theme of Anakin and Obi-Wan in Star Wars. Speaking of Star Wars, massive things happening in the Star Wars world as well. A lot of people weren't very happy with The Acolyte, the new series. Truthfully, I don't mind it. I've been reading some of the comments online, and I get where they're coming from, but I think they're a bit blown up. I think The Acolyte is actually a lot better than what some of these comments have made it out to be. I think people just don't like Kathleen Kennedy very much, and they're trying to attack Kathleen Kennedy more than actually watching the series with a clear mind. I watched the new episode of it yesterday, or a couple of days ago, whenever it was, and I won't do any spoilers, but man, do they like to wipe out members of the original cast that came through in episode 1 of that series. They're going through cast members faster than The Walking Dead. Alright, we grab the SS ticket and let's go back and battle Misty as I look for more things to talk about as I watch my playthrough. I have had it suggested before that I should do post-commentary for this as well. It does mean it takes longer, but maybe I find something a bit more interesting to talk about, as usually I'm just mumbling around as I'm going through stages of the game. We'll see what's happening. Now this is where the game gets tricky, because Gastly starts to want to evolve, so I have to keep saving every now and then. Otherwise, because I did evolve Gastly into Haunter, I think I only did it once. This was my second attempt at actually doing a Gastly playthrough, because the other time I kept evolving it into Haunter because I'm too trigger happy with that speed up toggle. So yeah, as we go through the Team Rocket members, who watching these videos is also a wrestling fan, because literally there is so much happening in the wrestling world right now. Like, I have a lot of interests and all of them are moving so fast. Like in WWE, there is so much happening in WWE right now. NXT is absolutely lit. Like, for all of those who are wrestling fans, the NXT brand, their women's division is the best in the world. Like, hands down, they are phenomenal right now, that women's division. And the men's division, like, you got Ethan Page as champion now. He's come over from AEW. You've also got Joe Hendry and a couple of TNA guys who are making like surprise appearances. Trick Williams is hot as ever. Like, NXT is a fantastic production. Like, it's supposed to be like the lower league. It's supposed to be like what the G League is to the NBA, if that makes sense. And NXT is absolutely killing it. It's absolutely on fire. And I defeat Raticate by using Confuser right here because I ran out of PP. Now, if we go over to Raw and SmackDown, the Bloodline, nobody likes Solo Sikoa. Ever since Solo first came in, I've actually been quite a big fan of him. I actually quite like him. And now that Roman's gone, he's kind of stepped up to that leader role, and everyone's is like, it's Solo, we want Roman. I want Roman too, but I like solo. I always have liked solo. And the Bloodline, they're looking cool. You've got all the, all like the new Samoan guys who have all come through. Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, now Jacob Fatu has joined. There was a rumor that Rikishi was going to become the new Wise Man. Oh, when they bombed Paul Heyman through the table. Holy hell, 58 years old, EC dub, straight through that announce table. Over on Raw, you've got the Wyatt 6. That's been really, really fun to watch. You know, plus Chad Gable with their little rivalry. Money in the Bank happened not that long ago. Heatwave from NXT, that was incredible. That was an incredible pay-per-view. Oh, that's where Gastly learned hypnosis. When I went to Surge's gym, I found that Gastly had hypnosis after I beat Surge and taught him Thunderbolt. And I was like, wait, when did Gastly learn hypnosis? It had, like I said, it'd been a month since I'd done a solo run. I didn't think it'd be that long, and I was a little bit out of practice on the game as well. That's why I had to configure everything before I started, because my laptop... Oh, my laptop. However, touch wood, the laptop is a lot better now. I was running out of gigabyte storage without even doing anything to the laptop. Like, every time I'd do something new, every time I'd open it and work on it, I would lose like 2 gigabytes of storage every time. It got to the point where I had no storage left. I'm like, you know, I have to fix this problem. So I did to the best way I know how, and that is just reset it to factory, turn it off, and then turn it on again, and then it usually works. So I went from having pretty much no storage space to having 380 gigabytes of storage space, and my laptop is literally almost in the same condition as what I reset it from before. So there must have been something weird going on with it. Could have even been a virus or something. However, happy days, it all seems to be working now. I installed all my Steam games onto a hard drive as well. I really want to play The Sims. I have The Sims Medieval, I have The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. I have Sims 2 on PS2, plus a lot of its spin-offs and expansions. I have Sims 1. I cannot find Sims 1 on, or Sims 2 on PC, and that makes me sad. They are very hard to find, and I very much want all of them. It is good to be doing a Pokemon playthrough again though, I will say, as I enter Surge's gym to play the worst puzzle in the history of Pokemon because it doesn't work as it is intended, and you are not going to believe what you see right here. I go, nope, there's only trash in here, there's also only trash in here, oh there's trash in here, oh there's the switch. Will I get it on the first turn? I never get it on the first turn. Oh my god, I got it on the first attempt. Don't say that very often. The next WWE pay-per-view is SummerSlam, and SummerSlam should be absolutely lit. Oh, what else is happening? Oh, look at this. He used Thunderbolt twice, and he goes for an X-Speed. Like, what are you doing, Surge? You spoon? You just threw the match. Whoa, you're the real deal, kid. Fine then, take the Thunder Badge. And then Gastly wants to evolve. So, also this weekend I'm thinking about doing new music to put behind these Pokemon videos. I did have a few people say, oh, change the music, we're listening to the same song every time, or the same group of like 15 songs or so. I do make all my own music for the Pokemon videos. I did change it up a little bit for a moment. I dragged some off YouTube's audio library. But yes, maybe this weekend I will try and do some new music as well. It has been a project which has been in the back of my mind for a while, and it may just be time to do it. Lorcana. Does anyone play Lorcana? Like, I know how the game works now, and I have a few of the cards, but oh my god, it's so expensive. And we got it late in Australia, so they're pumping out the releases, but they're not restocking any of the older ones. They're trying to catch up, and there you go. Bellsprout used Wrap, and then it doesn't damage Gastly, but it continues, and it still doesn't do anything. Like, it still actually activates the continuation process. Very strange. My YouTube channel recently, it surpassed 600,000 total views, which is a new milestone as well. Oh, Gastly is evolving. Don't evolve it into a Haunter. So 92 solo runs. I do have my list. I will read out who I have left to do. That page there. I also wrote out a list for Gen 2. I've only done about 10 runs on Gen 2, and I've only done Mewtwo on Gen 3. Okay, I have Ivysaur, Charmander and Charmeleon to go. I have Squirtle and Wartortle. Some of the really early productions of these ones, maybe I might redo some of them, because when I first did this, the production value wasn't too good, but we'll see. I still need to do Caterpie and Metapod, Weedle and Kakuna, Pidgey and Pidgeotto, Spearow. Still need to do Ekans and Sandshrew. Sandshrew won't be very fun. Do I still need to do Nidorino as well? Nidorino was pretty good. Nidorino should actually be alright. That may be an easy one. Need to do both Nidorans as well. Vulpix. Still need to do Jigglypuff. As soon as you can get through Brock with Sing. I have failed one Jigglypuff run already because I got it knocked out by the hiker, and then the hiker knocked himself out with ducks and got through the battle. But Wigglytuff was really good, so Jigglypuff will be just as good. Still need to do Zubat, Oddish and Gloom. Gloom might be okay. Need to do Paris, need to do Venonat, Diglett. Still need to do Meowth as well. Meowth, Persian was really good, and you saw I got knocked out a few times there by that Cubone. I had to level Gastly up to get through that Cubone because he kept bone clubbing me. Meowth should be really good. Persian was amazing. Meowth should be just as good. The normal types are generally pretty good for solo runs because nothing's super effective against them except fighting, and fighting's barely used in the gen anyway. Need to do Psyduck and Mankey, Growlithe, Poliwag, Abra, Machop, Bellsprout and Weepinbell, Tentacool. Tentacool might be okay. Geodude and Graveler, yeah. Ponyta, Slowpoke, Magnemite, Doduo, Seal, and Grimer. Also need to do Shelter. Currently doing Gastly. I can probably cross that off. Drowsy. Drowsy will probably be okay. Voltorb. Execute. That will be absolutely horrible. Cubone. Also, that will also be absolutely horrible. Need to do Coughing. Wheezing was really good. Wheezing was better than average. I think Coughing will actually be pretty good as well. Rhyhorn, Tangela, that will be absolutely awful. Horsey and Goldeen. Now, I do need to do Tauros. The reason why I haven't done Tauros yet is because I'm saving Tauros for very, very last. He's my boy. Alright, Eevee, that'll be horrible. Omanyte and Kabuto, they'll both be rubbish as well. Dratini will struggle. And then it is Missing No, which is written, but I can't start with Missing No. I have tried many times. Every time I enter it in for a code and I put it as a starter, it just gives me a ride-on. Keeps giving me a ride-on, so I might have to try and capture one beforehand. Sort of like what I did with Mewtwo with Gen 3. I don't actually have a code to modify my starter for Gen 3, so I just cheated in a Master Ball. Put in a code to get Mewtwo in the wild and just caught it that way. Just did it from there. Okay. Where are we? Rock Tunnel. Is it concerning or somewhat impressive? So is it sadly concerning or sadly impressive that I can get through Rock Tunnel without needing flash? I mean, you can see the outline of the rocks, so I guess it's fine. If you do it in Gen 2, then it's probably a bit more concerning because it's all pitch black. What else is happening? How is everyone? I haven't done a Pokemon solo run for a while. People who followed these videos for a bit have probably seen a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And not a lot of Pokemon, but here we are. So I know I do have a audience out there for Pokemon as well. I will try and do solo runs more often. I got very preoccupied with Yu-Gi-Oh! Oops, I got out-muscled. Gastly. Ugh. How is the weather? Since I got nothing interesting to talk about, when I've got nothing interesting to talk about, I talk about the weather. Over here it is stormy and raining and I can hear it outside. Oh, hit my microphone, my bad. So I think I will still do these, like, if I do commentary post-prod, I think I will still have the full game run, because I don't really like cutting bits out. Because if you cut bits out, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of watching a solo run if you're going to miss half the game? So now we're in Lavender Town, let's go beat the rival. And as you see, I did have to save often. I had to be very careful in this one. I feel like watching Star Wars from start to finish, like literally every series from start to finish in chronological order. There's some very good things coming out in Star Wars. There should be an Ahsoka Season 2 coming out soon as well. Everybody says, oh, Disney's just milking it for the money. Man, just enjoy it. Gastly's evolving. Sorry, I know my microphone keeps making noise. I forget it's there, and then I go to scratch something on my head or my face or something, and I bump the microphone. Oh, does everyone like Dragon Ball Z? I have been meaning to rewatch Dragon Ball Z again. I really need to rewatch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime as well, and Pokemon. There's just not enough time in the day to do everything anymore. Alright, so where are we going? We're going to Celadon City, where we will get Fly, we'll get a drink for the guard. Gastly will be able to pick up Psychic as well. The good thing is that after Erica and getting Psychic from Saffron, that will be Gastly's full moveset. I had Mega Drain, Psychic, Nightshade and Thunderbolt. Very good learn set as well. Okay. Now, something else I am going to try and do, I am also going to try and do solo runs for Fire Red, Leaf Green and also Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think I will do solo runs for those games as well eventually. I've never actually played and passed either one of those games. Believe it or not, I never had a Game Boy Advanced. I had a Game Boy Color, never had a Game Boy Advance, never had a Nintendo DS. I do own a Nintendo DS now. Wait, no I don't. No, I have a 3DS. So after Game Boy Color, the next handheld Game Boy handheld one I owned, believe it or not, was the 3DS. I have a Wii console as well. I also have my, I can see my GameCube sitting down there. Hello, we need to play Super Smash Bros. sometime soon. Super Smash Bros. Melee. What a absolute nostalgia run that is. Me and my friend Cameron used to play that all the time back in the day. I never had a GameCube, but he did. I would go to his house and we would play Super Smash Bros. This is going to shock a lot of people, but I watched The Lion King. The original Lion King, the Disney animated movie, Lion King, back released in 1990, whenever it was, 97 or something. I watched that for the very first time about 2 weeks ago, if that. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I watched The Lion King for the very, very first time. Did I watch it as a child? Maybe, but I don't remember any of it. I remember the scene where he's talking with Simba on the rock and said, you can't go to that place over there that's dark and shadowy. And obviously I've seen the scene a million times from memes where Scar betrays Simba. Apart from that, I did not remember anything of the movie, and as you saw, I accidentally evolved Gastly into a freaking Haunter. So it's a good thing I saved where I did. I do believe that was the only part in the run where I actually did that, so I had to rebattle this Execute and level up again. What other games are on my list to play? Hogwarts Legacy, I've owned it for nearly a year, have played the very start and then never played it again. As I do with a lot of games. I recently played through Risk Factions again. Oh, such a trip. Such a trip. I uploaded a video of The Sims 2's intro movie, and it got like, I kid you not, it got like 750 views. I have no idea why. That's, for my channel, that's a lot. Gastly did not learn Dream Eater, Hypnosis, and all that. Too much luck based. So yeah, I'm very, very keen to do more Sims 2 stuff as well. After Sims 2 I can move into Sims 3. I do have all the DLC for that. It is sitting there waiting for me to reach it. But yeah, after I do all the solo runs on these older ones that were on Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, the next one in the series, I do believe, would have been Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum. There we go. I am not as familiar with Gen 4. Pokemon games list in order. Okay. Wikipedia. Okay. I pull up a list because I need a list. Games. Okay, so you got Pokemon Red and Green. That was Japan. Okay, then we got Blue and Yellow. So I just consider them Gen 1, Gen 2 and whatnot. So yes, I am nearly getting towards that finish line for doing all solo runs with every Pokemon in Gen 1. I consider Red, Blue and Yellow the same game, so Gen 2, Gold, Silver and Crystal, I'm doing them on Silver because I can't get the code to work on Crystal, and they're pretty much the same game. Crystal's got a couple of add-ons, but not a lot, so Game Boy Advance third, Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. I'm doing the solo runs on Emerald because I cannot modify my starter. I'm sure you probably can do it, but I don't know how. And then on the 4th gen, they came out on the Nintendo DS. I do not have an emulation program or anything like that for Nintendo DS. Nintendo DS doesn't have an output port to put it to a screen or anything, so I can't record the gameplay to my knowledge. Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, but I would have to use an emulated game anyway, so I can hack it and change the coding so I can start with any Pokemon. So I don't know how I'm going to go with that. There is also Fire Red and Leaf Green, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Did Heart Gold and Soul Silver come out on Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS? It says on this that they came out on Nintendo DS. I thought they came out on the Game Boy Advance. Maybe they came out on both, I don't know. Nintendo 3DS, and that's after that I'm sort of getting to the point where I probably can't emulate them. So 9th. Okay, so it went Pokemon Red and Green, Blue and Yellow, Silver, Gold and Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Then it says Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, then Heart, Gold and Soul Silver. Maybe that did come out on the DS. Then Black and White 2, X and Y, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That came out on the 3DS. And 7th gen, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. 7th gen, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. I've got Let's Go Pikachu, I've never played it. 8th gen, Sword and Shield, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, they were the DLCs. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus. And then 9th gen, Scarlet and Violet. Oh, Scarlet and Violet, how good is Scarlet and Violet? Like, to be honest, they are fantastic games. And then the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc. I've played most of the Indigo Disc. I've played all of the Teal Mask. And then Legends ZA. Legends ZA 2025, that I've heard like February, March 2025. It takes place in the Lumious City in the Kalos region, based on Paris, France, which originated in Pokemon X and Y. So yeah, hopefully we'll have that early next year. Like, what's coming out in 2025 in the world of gaming is just incredible. Literally, if I put in games coming out in 2025, like literally Grand Theft Auto 6, Pokemon Legends, Marvel 1943, let's just pull up a Game Rant list or something. There is a Civilization 7, that's a pretty popular series as well. Doom, The Dark Ages, Donkey Kong Country Returns on Switch. Might have to try that out because I played the original. Fable? Is there a redo of that or something? It's a GTA 6. Metroid Prime 4. I know that's a popular series as well, Metroid. Man, so much is coming out. No doubt there will probably be another Mario game as well. How long do you think we're away from another Mario Kart? I really want Mario Kart 9. I've played Mario Kart 8 quite a bit. I mean, I've done some videos on Mario Kart 8 as well. They've all of them did really well. I should probably do more Mario Kart 8. For some reason, well, to be honest, Mario videos in general do pretty well. Because, I mean, it is a very popular franchise, of course. I do a lot of shorts for the old school Mario games. Mario Bros 1, 2 and 3. Or 1 and 3 more than 2 because 2 took a lot longer to play each level. But yeah, Super Mario 3, I did shorts on all of them. I did shorts on all of the original Super Mario Bros 1, and man, they raked in views off shorts. Like, if there's any gamer out there and you do Mario videos, do the original videos and do them into shorts, like YouTube shorts. Like, man, the view tally on them is insane. Oh, everybody's favourite place in Gen 1, the Safari Zone. Oh, what a trek this was. Who am I going to do after Gastly? I think maybe Need Arena. Or do I want to do a Gen 2 run? I kind of want to do a Gen 2 run as well. Not today, I've already had enough having to redo Gastly's commentary to begin with. I mean, if I found interesting topics to always bring up during post-prod commentary, maybe it is a better idea. Someone did say, why not do post-prod commentary? But like, because of the way this game is, everyone knows what's happening. We already know the teams. Like, if you've followed these runs for a while that I do, like, you know what's coming. I need to talk about stuff that's relevant to today while you sit there, either while you're just chilling out. Maybe you watch my videos while you have dinner or something. That's what I usually do. I usually watch YouTube while I'm eating food. And believe it or not, Koga's trainers are actually harder than Koga. Especially that Kadabra. Now, I am running these off of a hard drive, so I do see a frame skip every now and then, but the thing is, that shouldn't really be happening because the hard drive is a good one, and it's not like these Pokemon games take a lot to run. They're pretty basic games, so... I had to reset Steam as well. I had to re-download all my games. Risk Factions. Did anyone ever play Worms Revolution? What a game. That is the most chaotic game. Like, oh, literally, watch this. Hypno went for poison gas. Or maybe it was hypnosis, I don't know. Anyway, one Psybeam or Confusion would have done Gastly in, but it decided to go for something else. I remember on my failed Gastly run where I got mad because I kept evolving it into Haunter and I just ended up losing it and turning it off. So this is second attempt at Gastly. That trainer just before Koga, it took me like 9 attempts last time to get through him. So the fact that Gastly got through on first attempt this time was very unexpected. But Psychic, as you will imagine, we'll just do Koga in. He's not really got anything to do any damage against me. With his team, they can go for self-destruct, which this Weezing did. Doesn't do any damage to me, Weezing. You just knocked yourself out, Koga. Ugh. See, now this is a good thing about Gen 2 and following gens, is that I can pick up an Everstone and I don't have to worry about evolving through level. Do not have to worry about it. Gen 1, not so lucky. Still, Gen 1, you always have a special spot in my heart. You are the original. So, where are we going now? Saffron? Yeah. Saffron City. Go and battle the Karate Master and defeat all of his Pokemon in one shot because I have Psychic. Yeah, too easy. Yeah, the fighting types, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, they were awful. Like, not gonna lie, in Gen 1, they were terrible Pokemon. Out of all the fighting Pokemon, I'd say Primeape is probably the best in Gen 1. Poliwrath technically was part fighting, so maybe Poliwrath then. But yeah, Primeape wasn't too bad. Machamp wasn't too bad either, he was a bit slow, but nah, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan were just rubbish. They weren't any good. That's why fighting was such an overlooked typing in Gen 1, because it just wasn't that effective. Charbok. Man, who doesn't love a good Arbok? I have my favourite 6 from Gen 1. Arbok is in that 6, along with Pidgeot, Charizard, Gengar, Starmie and Tauros. Would they be the best team to battle with? Not particularly. Not counting legendaries. Otherwise Mewtwo and Mew would be in every team. You gotta have Alakazam, because Alakazam is just way too overpowered in Gen 1. Dragonite's very good as well, until it comes up against an Ice type. Gyarados is pretty good. To be honest, the normal types were probably the hardest to beat because only fighting was super effective against them. That's why Persian and Raticate, Chansey, I must have done Chansey already because I don't remember reading it off my list. I couldn't remember before if I had done Chansey. And according to my list, I have done Chansey. I don't for the life of me remember it though. Then again, I guess it probably has been a while since I did Chansey's run. Oh, actually I remember it having Double Slap. And yeah. I can look at my YouTube and I can see. Chansey. Level 43. Chansey. Oh, what do you know? 2 months ago, Chansey, Red and Blue solo run. 52 minutes, wow. That's actually a really good time. So don't worry about the time on the card there. When you use the speed up toggle on this game, it confuses your game clock and it goes like way out of whack. So that's why that's happening. The rival battle. The only issue that I really had anywhere on this game at all was this Alakazam. Literally, this Alakazam just was the only difficulty. And he knocked me out a few times. Yeah. My Instagram account is on the wrong one. There we go. Oh, what's this? Execute. Look at this. We get to Gyarados. We get through Gyarados. We're at full health. We come up against Alakazam. And Nightshade is just off. Although it looks like we get a speed tie. We come up against Charizard. And Thunderbolt doesn't do it. Charizard uses Amber and knocks me out. So the thing is, all I need though is one more level and I should Nightshade 2 shots against Alakazam. I just need the one more level. That's what I thought here, and I was exactly right, as you will see. Level 45, Nightshade, 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 Gyarados, Thunderbolt. And now when we come up against this stupid Alakazam and its stupid mustache and its stupid spoons and its stupid head, 2 Nightshades will do it in. It hit me with a Psybeam, and look how much damage it did to me. It got a critical hit with a Psybeam. And Charizard, Thunderbolt, and look at that. He used a potion. It dropped into potion range and he used a potion, which allowed me to get the win. With 5 HP, Amber, Flamethrower. No, I don't think it even has Flamethrower at this stage. Amber would have done it. But instead, the rival decided to use a potion and then get knocked out by Nightshade or Thunderbolt, whichever move I used. I think I used Thunderbolt. What I will say though is doing commentary like while playing. I just kind of commentate what's happening in the game, and it's somewhat, you know, it is what it is. Doing commentary post-prod is actually kind of difficult unless you really want to go like into scripting everything, but like when I've watched other runs, they just talk about the same thing. They just talk about their playthrough. I mean, I can do that live. At least when I do a playthrough like this, you can see what I'm doing. I don't really need to call it out and commentate it. And then I can talk about other things like other Pokemon games, new releases, you know, what's happening in Star Wars and wrestling and all these other things that all of you watching may also be interested in. Okay, Giovanni, I knew he was going to be an easy battle, but his last battle might surprise you. How easy will it be? There was one Pokemon on his team in his gym that gave me some trouble. Can you guess what Pokemon it is before we reach there? Make a game out of it. And pretty much nothing else gave me an issue except for Sabrina. Just the first battle though. Just the first battle. And the hardest thing about speeding this game up is trying to hit something that is in the center of where you need to go. So I haven't really lost my touch at this game, even though I hadn't played it for a month. I mean, I did a Mewtwo run 3 weeks ago. It's just I did not think it had been that long. It went so quick. Like it went so quick. And look at that, Psychic, 1 shot on Gastly. It was a critical hit, which would have counted, but madness. I was thinking about going to Cinnabar Island, but then I was like, let me try one more time. And look at this. Look at this battle. Oh, this battle's hilarious. Watch this. Okay, so Mr. Mime's doing a thing here. I'm using Mega Drain to try to get health back. Then he used Confusion on me. I use Psychic on Venomoth. Sabrina goes for Hyper Potion. Special Drop. Psybeam doesn't knock me out. I am on 15, now 18 HP. Alakazam. It uses Psywave instead of its better Psychic attack. So what do I go for here? I'm like, oh. Alakazam outspeeds me and goes for Reflect. I go for Nightshade. Now watch this. Alakazam goes for Psywave. And it did 4 damage. Literally, it did 4 damage. I know I hit the speed up toggle. Then it went for Reflect and I knock out Alakazam. I had 18 health. It went for Psywave and it did 4 damage. 4 HP. I then hit a Nightshade and then it went for a Reflect. I hit a Nightshade and I won. There is absolutely no way that would ever happen again. Like, Psywave is a random damage between like a certain number. What that exact number is, I don't know. I think it's literally 1 to 120 or something. Psywave is a dreadful move. Never teach it to a Pokemon. Like, it is absolutely terrible. Absolutely rubbish move. Alright, I did almost forget to give this dude his teeth, as I always do. But when I was up here, I was like, okay, next is Blaine. Next is the lengthy part of the game where you have to go through Pokemon Mansion. And as we fly down here, I decide to do another save because Haunter always runs the risk of him coming out and evolving, and I have to redo parts of the game, which takes time. But thankfully, I do believe it only happened that one time with Erica's trainer. But I need to go shopping. I need to go buy some. I need to go empty my bag. And look at this. I almost, right there, I almost sold my rare candies. I almost misclicked and sold 6 rare candies. Which, to be honest, Gastly, I still use them in the same spot that I normally do, as that rival battle just after Giovanni, but yes, I nearly sold all 6 of them right there. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a mansion. A Pokemon mansion. A mansion filled with Raticates. Raticates make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a mansion. A Pokemon mansion. A mansion that was filled with Grimer. Grimer make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a mansion. A Pokemon mansion. A mansion that was filled with magma. Magma make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a mansion. A Pokemon mansion. A mansion that had a secret key. The secret key made me crazy. So I escaped and I went all the way to Saffron City in the middle of the map. So as we fly back to Cinnabar Island, I decide to put my Pokemon in the box because there is always that little bit of a risk that Arcanine will knock itself out and win the battle after Gastly has been... It has happened before, and then I will have to go and find a code to reactivate the gym leader battle, which makes the editing process longer and more annoying than it has to be. And I misclick on 2 of these. I misclick on that one, and I think I misclick on the Tombstone one as well. I need a drink. Oh, what's everybody's favourite soft drink? Mine is Sprite. Oh, 100% my favourite soft drink is Sprite. Like, Sprite is just better than all the others. Fanta's really good, Coke is really good, but Sprite is just on another planet. Alright, so, what happened? Did we win? Or did I not battle him yet? No, okay, this is where I battle him. To be honest, Blaine he wasn't that difficult. The most difficult one, believe it or not, is probably Rapidash, if it keeps using Fire Spin, which does happen occasionally. Nightshade, yes. Blaine will also use Super Potion on fully health Pokemon. And yes, Rapidash used Fire Spin on me and kept using Fire Spin, but I get through. I used Psychic on Arcanine, and it got a special drop. So I did more damage, then it burned me, then I knock it out. So Gastly got the win. It got to level 49. You know what the tough thing is though? Is that there is, in Silver and Gold and Emerald, there's the after battle with Red and Stephen Stone. Technically, I didn't think about this before, but there is a battle with Professor Oak that can be activated in this game, and now I'm kind of regretting that I never did that with all the other Pokemon. But, he wasn't really that much stronger than the rival, But yes, there is a Professor Oak battle buried in the game's code. It was likely that Professor Oak was actually intended to be the final boss. But still, this is the 90-second solo run. Getting closer and closer to that 151 mark. Will I do Missing No? Maybe. I think I will, just for fun, but find a way to do it. There is also a Missing No in Gen 2, but it just comes up as a question mark. Same with Gen 3, but it's not as iconic as the Gen 1 Missing No. Nothing will ever be more iconic than Missing No's. The Missing No glitch on this. It's part of gaming lore. Gaming story time, the Missing No glitch on this. Alright, okay, what was the Pokemon that I would have a problem with? As I said earlier, it was none other than his frickin' Dugtrio, using Dig. Literally, it will one-shot Gastly every time, because Gastly's got like no defense. So Dugtrio, with its decent attack and speed, kept knocking me out with Dig. Again and again, well, I think it knocked me out like twice. And then I used like 2 rare candies. So yeah, Dugtrio I think gets another win here. When I eventually got back to Giovanni. But yes, I do believe that Dugtrio got another win, or maybe even another 2 wins. And like, I think then I was thinking, what if I go for Psychic instead? Because Psychic's stronger than Mega Drain. I go for Psychic here, don't I? Yes, I do. I went for Psychic thinking, you know, but it didn't work. And like, it's not even needing a critical hit, and it knocks me out in 1 hit with Dig. Like, that's crazy. So I thought, okay, I need to knock it out in 1 hit, because it's unlikely that Giovanni will use a battle item. He likes to use a battle item when it's under the ground. I did also do some runs on Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2. Did I finish Stadium 2 though? I can't remember, I will have to check, but I get the feeling I didn't quite finish at 100% yet. I think I got up to the rocket battle. Did I do? I don't think I beat Cloud. I don't think I beat the Elite Four. I think that was next. I would have to reconfirm that, but that is another game that I also need to finish, is Pokemon Stadium 2. Although I can only use a rental Pokemon, and they're really, really bad. The rental Pokemon, like, they suck. They're so terrible. And there you go. This time I did get a critical hit on Dugtrio, but I get through. Rhydon survives, but it doesn't matter. Guard spec. And we have made our way to the final rival battle before the Elite Four. Giovanni is defeated. I tried doing some GTA videos recently too, but they are so hard to do. Literally, the older GTA games, GTA Vice City, San Andreas, possibly even GTA 3 at some points. But GTA Vice City is really bad for it. It has actual songs playing in the cutscenes, and like I wanted to do a video where I put through like a big movie thing on GTA Vice City, and the flagging and copyright, it's so I can't get around it. I have to almost destroy the video by playing the opening scene really loud during that cutscene. Like, oh boy, it's a project that's still in the works. I have got so much video content on my hard drive, it's not funny. I've got massive amounts of Final Fantasy gameplay. It is my life's journey as well to play through every Final Fantasy game. I have completed Final Fantasy 1. I've never played 2, 3. Well, I say I've never played, but Final Fantasy 2 and I think maybe Final Fantasy 4 or 5, as well as number 6. I've played a little bit of 6. I had a few party members, then Shadow left when I reached the forest. I was up to about there. Final Fantasy 4 or 5, I remember a character called Cecil. I played like the very start, and I've also played the very start of 9. I have passed the original 7 and Final Fantasy 8. I haven't played the 7 remake or the newer one as well. I need to get onto them sometime as well. I think I'd have a good time playing them. So, like I said, I played the very start of 9. I have passed 10 a few times. Final Fantasy 8 and 10 are my most played and my most passed by a long way. I've only passed the original 7 once. I have also... I passed Final Fantasy X Part 2 about 93% on my PS2, but that game is really weird. I never played the online Final Fantasy 11 or 14. I have passed Final Fantasy 12 before on PS2. I have also got it on PS4. I like Final Fantasy 12. Very different. I have not played Final Fantasy 13 or Lightning Returns. I have not played Final Fantasy 15, or I don't know if there's a DLC or anything on that. I have got Final Fantasy 16. I played the very start and then I put it down, and unfortunately it got kicked to the wayside as I was playing other stuff. Again, another game that I need to get onto, Final Fantasy 16. There's so much I want to play, but there just isn't enough time to do it all. As you see me, I do lose a couple of times to this rival battle as well. Oh boy. How do you do post-prod commentary? It's just like, this freaking Alakazam again. As well, it took me a few attempts to get through him again as well. Psybeam, you bastard. Your mustache looks stupid. Yes, Alakazam. He was the bane of this game. He was the biggest obstacle. And you will see why I say that when I get to the Elite Four, because literally, like, the Elite Four might surprise you with Gastly. And like, Gastly's not even that high of a level right now. He's only like level 60. I just got killed by a Psybeam. What games do I have on Steam? I have Worms Revolution, I have Risk Factions, Risk Global Domination. I have The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. I have Final Fantasies 1 through 9. No, 1 through 8. I don't think I have 9 on Steam. I've got 9 on PS1. I also have Among Us. And I also have Command & Conquer. Does anyone play Command & Conquer? I played Red Alert, the original Red Alert. I played it on PS1 though, back in the day. I didn't have it on PC. The PS1 version was fun, but it was incredibly laggy and not all of the content was on it. It was limited to disk space. But I have it on PC now. The toolbar and the build menus are a bit different, but I got used to them. As you see my Gastly get pasted again. But Command & Conquer is such a fun game. They're up to like Red Alert 4 or something. You know? I played the original one. Well, not the original Command & Conquer, the original Red Alert. Red Alert wasn't the first Command & Conquer game. I think it might have been the second or the third in the series. But it's a throwback, it's a fun game to play. Oh, that Alakazam, man. That Alakazam is an absolute fortress. Alakazam is definitely, if you can't have legendaries, Alakazam is definitely option number one, because he is that powerful. He is so broken in this game. And it is taking, it looks like it is taking, oh, he used Reflect that time. Psychic, oh, and look at that, I survived. I Mega Drain, if it will do anything. I think I was seeded, that's why I used Mega Drain. To get that little bit of HP back, just in case. I used Thunderbolt on Charizard, and Gastly comes through with a clutch hit, and knocks out Charizard in one shot. So after all that struggle, I am finally getting through to the Elite Four. I just need to go through Victory Road, which takes its time as well, because Victory Road, I swear, in Gen 1 you cannot press A to use your HM moves. Players of only today Pokemon, modern Pokemon, go, what's a HM? Well, we used to have to use HMs back in the day. We used to have to sacrifice a spot in our team for a Lanoon or a Sentret or something to have every HM. You know what I found out though, doing my solo run on Emerald with Mewtwo? Literally, you do not need to cut down a tree throughout the whole game to advance. Literally, the HM cut, you do not need to pick it up in Emerald to be able to play from start to finish of the game. If you want to get to every area and collect all the items and stuff, yes, you'll need cut to collect everything and go to almost every spot on the map, but to actually progress in the game, literally you do not need to pick up HM1 and you can get through the whole game. I did not know that on Emerald. I never thought of it, but when I did that solo run with Mewtwo, I got to Lily Cove City, and then I was like, wait, hang on, I don't have cut. Wait, where do you even get cut? You get it in Rustboro City, is that one with Roxanne's gym, the rock type gym leader, where the Devon building is? Yeah, that's Rustboro City, isn't it? Yeah. You get it in Rustboro City, and I was like, what? How did I miss it? I went back and got it, and then was like, wow, I don't actually need to get cut in Emerald to actually progress through the game. I was like, huh, how bizarre. So yes, I think I'll do another Emerald run sometime soon. I did it with Mewtwo, thinking it would be easy. I started the game, Mewtwo had Confusion and I think maybe Barrier or something. I could not get past the first trainer because he had a Poochyena, and Poochyena's a dark type. Confusion doesn't affect it. I had to use all my PP and I had to use Struggle to get through the first battle. He didn't beat me, but like, man, like I never anticipated that being a problem. But sure enough, yeah. So who will I do next? I was actually thinking about doing Latios or Latias as my next run on that. Do the legendaries first. So here we are, we're finally at the Elite Four, level 62. And how does Gastly do? I save at the Elite Four just in case it becomes a Haunter. But the results of the Elite Four may surprise you. It may surprise you very much. As I come up against Lorelei, as you see, all of her Pokemon get slapped down. We come up against Jinx, we get a Thunderbolt. And then I'm thinking, oh, I could lose to Lapras here. And Confuse Ray, not Blizzard. Gastly's confused to 50-50. Hurts itself in Confusion. Outspeeds, it must be a speed tie. But it can't be, Gastly is faster. Gastly's faster than Lapras. But anyway, Gastly got the win. Gastly went to evolve. Somehow it got the win against Lorelei. So now we come up against Bruno, and obviously Bruno is useless. He is absolutely useless. And we get through Onyx, and we get through Marchamp, and we get level 64. Gastly levels up so fast. Like, so fast. So does Haunter and Gengar. They're all in like the very fast level up group, and given how strong they are, like Gengar also is always a pick for a Pokemon along with Alakazam on Gen 1. Alakazam, Gengar, so Agatha now. We get Nightshaded, we use Psychic, we just use Psychic. And look at that, down goes Charbok. And Gengar goes to Nightshade. I win. We defeat Agatha on our first try. Now, and I was thinking, okay, here we come up to Lance, what's the strategy? And then I remember, Gastly is part poison. Lance has good AI. His Pokemon know Agility, and his Dragonite knows Agility and Barrier. They are Psychic type moves. Game thinks that Psychic type moves are effective against my poison, even though their moves don't actually do anything, they just increase their stats. Gastly cannot be touched. Literally cannot be touched. Aerodactyl, I don't think Aerodactyl could even damage it. It's got Takedown and Supersonic, like Takedown. It can't hit Gastly. Aerodactyl's got in one shot, and now Dragonite can't damage me. So Lance is very, very easy, which means on Gastly's first attempt, he is already at the Elite. He is already at the champion. Our rival. That's pretty impressive. You don't see that a lot in these runs. But we stop Gastly from evolving. And now we have one more battle to do. So Gastly is at full health. I give him an elixir. And how will he do? Will he defeat the rival on the first attempt? What I do know is that Alakazam comes in at number 2, so I have the option to heal myself against Rhydon. Pidgeot gets taken out, and we come up against Alakazam. Ow. And look at that. We get one shot from Alakazam. The good news is that we can get through the Elite Four again and again, get to Alakazam, and we'll gain like 3 or 4 levels at a time. So literally, the only Pokemon that rival has that really is going to stand up to Gastly at this level is Alakazam. And that's exactly what it did. So, we beat Lorelei once again. Gastly wants to evolve. Literally like 5 to 10 minutes of this run is taken up from me stopping Gastly from evolving. Like, yeah. Well, Bruno, as expected, did not barely even touch Gastly. And now Agatha. Psychic. It doesn't quite one-shot a Gengar, but it's very, very close. We knock out Golbat, we knock out Haunter, we knock out Arbok, and literally she can't win. She can't win against a little bitty Gastly, despite having 2 big strong Gengars. Lance is no problem. So Lance, he can only damage me with Gyarados and Aerodactyl. I outspeed Gyarados and Thunderbolt one-shots that. Dragonair can't do nothing. Aerodactyl is still outspeeding me, but it's still going for takedown. And then it's just Dragonite, which we knock out. It goes for Barrier. It can only go for Barrier or Agility. Can't beat me. He says he hates to admit it, but I am a Pokemon Master. No, I'll be a Pokemon Master when I've done 151 solo runs. Maybe 152 with missing no. And we have to try and defeat our rival once again. We use another elixir and we go in. Red is like, it's time to battle. I have collected Pokemon from all around the world. Nightshade, I now outspeed Alakazam, and as you see, it's going to take 3 Nightshades. So I go for Thunderbolt, and it does about the same. We are once again defeated by the rivals Alakazam. It is the only thing that is standing in the way. As soon as we beat that Alakazam, we win. Literally, it will go then, it goes Pidgeot, then it goes Alakazam, then it goes, then I think it goes Rhydon, which I can use Mega Drain and get all my health back. Then I think it goes Arcanine. No, he's got Charizard. It goes Pidgeot, then it will go Alakazam, then I think it will go Rhydon, then it will go Gyarados, then Exeggutor, and then Charizard. Exeggutor can't damage me, it only has 3 moves: Stomp, Barrage, and Hypnosis, so it can't win. Arcanine could do a little bit of damage. And Charizard does have strong fire moves, but I also have Thunderbolt. Literally the only Pokemon that Gastly is going to have an issue with is Alakazam, and it just cannot get past it. So I literally have to go back and forth through the Elite Four like this, use a Psychic again, get rid of another Haunter, get rid of another Gengar, get rid of another Golbat, get rid of another Gengar, Charabak, and get through again. So as we keep our Gastly full health, it doesn't actually need the health for Lance, but here we are once again, taking on Lance, who literally cannot do anything. He literally has not damaged me the entire time. The entire battles we've had, we're even now outspeeding Aerodactyl and one-shotting it. Lance literally cannot do anything against me. He is just a big experience adder. And look at that, level 71. Gastly once again wants to evolve. And we have to cancel. And as we go forward, Elixir on Gastly. Is this the time that we win? Pidgeot is now being one-shot with Thunderbolt. With Alakazam, I actually have a thought here. Do I go for Thunderbolt and hope for Paralysis? Since it does about the same as Nightshade, but I'm like, no. I went for Nightshade. It did about half, and then he did about half to me. I use Nightshade again, and that son of a bitch survives with literally a HP. A HP or two, and then it knocks me out with Psybeam. Look how close that is. That is literally on the tip, the absolute tip's edge. He's probably got, like, he's probably in single digits of HP. Which means, after I get back to him, I calculate that I will probably be level 74. That's what I thought when I was playing this. He would be level 74. And then Nightshade will only take 2 hits to defeat him. There's level 72. Lorelei did a bit of damage that battle. She almost came close to actually knocking me out. So, as we're going ahead, who have we got next? Bruno. You know what? I don't even use a full restore. Bruno is that bad. I just get all my health back from using Mega Drain on his Onix. Look at that. I'm at full health and I didn't even need to use my full restore. So now with Agatha, here we have Gengar, here we have Golbat, here we have Haunter, Charabak, and Gengar. They are all now one-shots, although that was a critical hit. That probably did make a difference, but literally I am now going through the Elite Four full health until I get to that Alakazam. Gastly now is level 73. And I think, will I level up against Lance? We go Thunderbolt. And look how much damage Thunderbolt does to Dragonair now as well. So, Nightshade, Nightshade, get rid of it. Aerodactyl, one shot. Get rid of Dragonite. We probably don't even need to use elixirs from here. but I still will after this battle. Can't believe me dragon's lost again. But here we go. Gastly needs 1800 to level up. It gets about 2200 from Pidgeot. So my calculation was right. It will be level 74 when it fights Alakazam again. And now Thunderbolt on Pidgeot. Gastly levels up to level 74. And now we use Nightshade on Alakazam. It should be 2 hits, right? It should be 2 hits. What? It is still almost on halfway, but is it enough? I'm like, that looks pretty dead center. It looks pretty dead center, and it did about half my health too. And I was like, let's go for Nightshade, and it got it. It got down Alakazam. Rhydon was next. Mega Drain, I get back to full health. Exeggutor came before Gyarados. Exeggutor only knows Stomp, Barrage, and Hypnosis. That's all it knows. I don't think it has a 4th move. Which doesn't make any sense because Exeggutor also knew Leech Seed. Unless Exeggutor does know Leech Seed. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Pretty sure it's only got those 3 moves. Stomp, Barrage, and Hypnosis. I'm sure that's all it has. And I just went silent there. I'm listening to the audio playback that the game is making and it's starting to distort, so it's a good thing it's a good thing I take the music out and I just use my own music or music I drag off YouTube because it's distorting and making horrible noise. Now here, I misclicked. I meant to go for Thunderbolt, I hit Nightshade, and I think, if it uses Fire Blast or Flamethrower, will it knock me out? Did I misclick and will I have to run this again? Thunderbolt, boom. One-shots Charizard. Critical hit, did it matter? Possibly, but I don't care. Gastly's run is done. He took quite a while to do it, but that's because I had to play slower because of the evolution problem. However, the run is done. Run number 92 is in the bag. Gastly, well done. Gastly was really good. Ignore the final time that it actually took Gastly to do it. Gastly was really, really good. Great learn set, great stats. His attack and defense aren't relevant to his run. It's just his special and his speed, which are both really, really good. Who am I going to do next? Probably Nidorina. Maybe Tentacool as well, but eventually maybe I'll do like a Caterpie or something soon. Something really, really horrible just for the fun of it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and watching Gastly's run. I'm going to head off as I need to get some production done. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon are going up. I'm going to try and get... Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely going up daily at this rate, multiple times daily. Pokemon had to take a bit of a backseat, but hopefully I can get back into it and start doing solo runs more often. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, take care, farewell.